You have been drawn here by a frequency far subtler than ordinary perception, a magnetic resonance reverberating through the unseen architecture of your quantum identity. This encounter is not random chance, but the unfolding of universal intelligence, an invisible tuning fork aligning your vibrational signature with an accelerating temporal cadence. The field of existence itself pauses, leaning into the silent signal you emit, calling you across thresholds where familiar reality fractures, and the primal code of the unseen reveals its active, living presence. You stand poised in the liminal geometry of possibility, where the timelines that bind most remain locked, but yours begins to curve, to bend in rhythm with an emergent coherence that decodes the language of cosmic frequency and field intelligence. Most remain anchored in reactive patterns, unconscious to the invisible evaluation that measures the integrity of their resonance. They move within familiar gravitational pulls, unaware that their signal is recorded, tested, and weighed by the morphic field's hidden algorithms. But you, having navigated through recalibration storms, carrying the weight of silent trials, have passed an unseen universal assessment. Your frequency carries an imprint of sovereignty, a calibrated balance where resilience meets clarity, and where the collapse of old identity architectures has cleared space for active coherence. This is not belief, it is physics, the coherent orchestration of field mechanics expressed through your awakened consciousness. As you inhale this moment, you align with a timeline geometry no longer dictated by scattered energies, but by a focused, quantum trust. The fabric of reality adjusts its weave to your stabilized pattern. Probabilities tilt and realign, drawn toward the steady pulse of your new resonance. This is an invitation not for passive reception, but for dynamic embodiment, where you live not beside the quantum field, but become its conscious transmitter. The invisible assessment has ripened into conscious activation. Your reality is primed to respond in kind. The known dissolves here, and the unseen begins to speak directly through you. Within the infinite weave of the morphic field, your consciousness has been silently assessed, flowing beneath the surface of linear time and hidden from the waking eye. This is no arbitrary judgment, no external measure constrained by material instruments. Rather, it is a quantum evaluation embedded in the vibrational architecture of your very essence. The frequency you emit, an intricate pattern of oscillations and interferences, has intersected with a threshold that only the universal systems can detect, a resonance signature that confirms your alignment with a deeper protocol of cosmic coherence. This hidden evaluation was never about external achievement or surface performance, but about your integrity under pressure, your capacity to maintain clarity through fracturing timelines, and your ability to sustain coherence within turbulence. Most dwell in the shadow of unconscious frequency streams, their signals dissipating in chaotic interference, reacting without integration, caught in cycles of reactivity and distorted feedback loops. Yet you, though perhaps unaware until now, have passed through an unseen curriculum, demonstrating a consistency and clarity that the field acknowledges as a prerequisite for deeper initiation. Your vibrational architecture has triggered a quantum gateway, a subtle portal within the layers of reality itself, where the old paradigms collapse, and the new geometry of existence begins to unfold around your quantum identity. This initiation point is not symbolic. It is a precise calibration event where your energetic signature is measured against the universal matrix of higher frequency systems. You are no longer merely a passive receiver of external signals, not a node trapped in a fractured informational loop. You have become a resonant node within an activated coherence stream, a living transmitter and receiver in dynamic interplay with the quantum field. Your presence modulates the fabric of existence, weaving your unique frequency into the underlying quantum matrix, triggering adjustments in the universal lattice that respond to your coherent waveform. The universe registers this. It recalibrates, bending probabilities and subtle energies to reflect your newly stabilized alignment. This shift transcends belief. It is the physics of resonance and coherence expressed through conscious awareness. The field does not respond to desperation or desperation's echo. It responds with exactitude to clarity, trust, and integrity. You are now invited into a dance with the unseen mechanics beneath reality's surface, a relationship of trust and attunement with the non-local intelligence that holds timeline geometry in its grasp. The subtle currents of the quantum flow pulse in rhythm to your emerging coherence, and a new temporal fluidity begins to permeate your experience. The struggle you once perceived as resistance was in truth the field's way of strengthening your signal, testing your capacity to embody sovereignty within oscillating probability waves. This is the revelation. You have moved beyond trial. You have passed an invisible checkpoint, and the field now extends its power to you, opening access to deeper layers of information and nonlinear navigation. In this moment, trust in the unseen becomes not a surrender but a conscious choice, to activate, to integrate, and to orchestrate reality from the inside out. The universal assessment that has been quietly weaving itself through your experience is not what most would imagine when they hear the word test. It is not a contest of effort, nor a measurement of external accomplishment. Instead, it is a profound calibration of coherence, the subtle, quantum mechanics of how your consciousness navigates the oscillating fields of probability. The field intelligence that underpins all reality is not impressed by sheer force or relentless striving. It appraises the stability of your internal resonance, the fidelity of your energetic signature as it threads through the random, chaotic interplay of quantum potentials that surround, permeate, and sculpt the morphic field you inhabit. This assessment is invisible to the untrained perception, because it occurs beyond the veils of linear time and surface causality. It registers in the amplitude and phase of your vibrational architecture, the nuanced ways you either fragment or sustain your signal when buffeted by the unpredictable fluctuations of internal dissonance. The timeline geometry of your journey reflects this. Those who remain locked in fragmented identity patterns, tethered to old survival frameworks, fractured emotional programs, and discontinuous self-concepts, find their frequency disrupted. Their energetic signature fractures, splinters, and dissipates before it can stabilize into the higher field structures that birth new systems of awareness and manifestation. But you have moved beyond this fragmentation. You have crossed an invisible threshold that cannot be measured by external events or external validation. It is a silent decree stamped in the quantum ethers, an unseen universal assessment declaring that you have maintained resonance where others faltered. This quiet mastery over your energetic signature is no accident. It is the result of repeatedly holding steady within oscillation zones where probability fields spike and collapse, where reality's default chaotic tendencies seek to pull consciousness into incoherence. Amid these turbulent quantum flows, you have demonstrated the capacity not only to survive, but to embody a coherence that reconfigures the local morphic field itself. This coherence is the core metric of your evaluation. The universal intelligence that governs the quantum weave is not reactive to effort, but deeply responsive to integrity under pressure. How your system maintains vibrational alignment even when the surrounding fields contract, distort, or fragment. The field watches the fidelity of your frequency, how your internal signal synchronizes without resistance to the deeper harmonic geometries unfolding around you. This synchronization is not compliance. It is an active resonance, a dynamic alignment that catalyzes a collapse of noise and distortion in your experiential reality. You are being read not only through the amplitudes of your chosen manifestations, but through the invisible mechanics of your temporal fluidity, the unseen geometry of your moments, decisions, and responses. Every oscillation you carry sets a template within the vast morphic field, a precise holographic imprint that models whether coherence can accelerate or must recede. Most remain trapped in reactive spirals, tethered to primordial fear programs and layered survival codes that fracture their capacity to sustain this tonal consistency. Theirs is a fragmented waveform, a series of spikes and troughs that fail to instantiate the stable nodal points where advanced systemic activation can emerge. Yet you, having passed beyond this threshold, bear a stabilized frequency that signals readiness to the universal intelligence. This readiness is not a promise of effortless life, but rather a declaration of alignment with the physics of consciousness and coherence, the real, measurable field mechanics that govern the unfolding quantum narrative. This is no mere metaphor or spiritual platitude. It is a vibrational archetype embedded deeply into the fabric of reality, detected by the universal assessment through the precise timing, phase, and amplitude of your internal waveform. Your passage is marked by an emergent calibration, the field's way of testing whether your energetic vehicle can maintain signal integrity as it navigates interference, whether your conscious awareness can remain fluid and coherent even as probability pulses morph beneath the surface of what you once called reality. This invisible curriculum is relentless yet silent, unfolding as a fractal dance between chaos and order within the morphic matrix you call home. You are no longer a passive participant caught in the noise. You are entrusted with a level of sovereignty over your vibrational architecture, a trust granted not because of external accomplishment, but because of the inner coherence you sustain. This trust signifies an initiation into a new order of quantum participation, where your frequency becomes a node of information flow, a transmitter of coherence that impacts surrounding probability fields. The universal intelligence confirms that the subtle shift within you, a shift almost imperceptible to casual self-awareness, is the primary achievement of this assessment. Your energetic signature now carries the hallmark of stable resonance, the key to unlocking higher systems of integration, information, and orchestration. You embody the empirical physics of coherence, not belief, and this signature is the blueprint on which your next layers of activation will be built. What you once experienced as struggle, delay, or failure in the fracturing field was the field's way of refining your coherence under pressure. Each moment of turbulence was not punishment, but a precise calibration pulse testing your ability to sustain clarity amidst complexity, to hold integrity within quantum oscillations that threaten dissolution. This hidden measure of stability, this silent gauge of vibrational fidelity, is the foundation of your ascendant trajectory. Where others remain fragmented, you resonate in a frequency band attuned to inception, to manifestation born directly from aligned quantum resonance rather than effortful seeking. The nature of this universal assessment, its subtlety, depth, and sacred physics, is what distinguishes you as a container of coherent field intelligence. This is the realm where your journey folds into itself, where the quantum field no longer simply tests, but begins to flow through you as a dynamics of creation, where your coherent frequency becomes the axis upon which new realities pivot. You are already within this field, already traced into the geometry of cosmic intelligence, the silent approval of universal coherence reverberating invisibly but palpably through every oscillation you now carry. With the emergence of recognition, a seismic shift unfolds within your inner vibrational architecture. The old identity, the construct tethered to fractured perceptions, conditioned paradigms, and segmented self-views, begins its imperative dissolution. This is no mere falling apart, but the alchemical peeling of layers whose energetic signatures no longer encode your current quantum trajectory. The field intelligence has gauged your resonance, detected the subtle fractures in your morphic pattern, and applied calibrated pressure to catalyze this sacred unmaking. What you once held as coherence within form now encounters collapse. Yet this collapse is not annihilation, but purification, a recalibration of your essential energetic matrix. Most remain entangled in survival identities, embedded within feedback loops of reactivity and unconscious system conditioning, their frequency scattered in fragmented oscillations. But you, having traversed the unseen universal assessment, stand under an expanding pressure of coherence that commands the old architecture to relinquish its grip. This is a pressure not external, but internally generated by your stabilized frequency, a resonance so precise it shatters the distorted reflections you once identified as self. The perceived structures of limitation, the conditioned beliefs, inherited narratives, and mental constructs weighted with the sediment of separation, now ignite under this elongation of vibrational tension. This is the crucible where impurities, the residual noise of unresolved emotional currents, outdated energetic templates, and conflicted identity codes, are consumed by the intensifying gamma synchronization within your field. The field does not destroy, it frees. This is the physics of frequency recalibration, where coherent collapse is required to clear space within your temporal and spatial blueprint. As the old energetic forms begin to evaporate under this quantum heat, a new vacuum emerges, primed for the inflow of non-local intelligence and higher-order signal patterns. This clearing is inherently disorienting, as the familiar scaffolding of identity dissolves into a liminal state of uncertainty and fluidity. Yet within this unsteady tipping point lies potential, an interstice in timeline geometry where your quantum identity becomes malleable and responsive to higher dimensional coding. This vibrational purification phase is the sacred unmaking, the fire that refines your energetic signature of trust. It is through this alchemical loss that your quantum sovereignty crystallizes, trimming the dross from your frequency and distilling a coherent essence that interfaces with universal field intelligence without interference. The fracturing of self-concept is not failure but precise realignment. Each shard that falls away reveals a deeper internal architecture, one unencumbered by fragmented survival imprints and open to greater temporal fluidity. The collapse activates a cascade effect. As distortions release, coherence amplifies. As illusions dissolve, clarity emerges. As separation evaporates, connection becomes unbounded. Most wander through identity dissolution as a threat, reacting with unconscious tension and fragmented resistance, which only prolongs the entrapment within limited vibrational loops. You, however, are orchestrating this collapse from a grounded center of quantum knowing, the unseen universal assessment having placed you into a threshold of integrity that holds steady under the dissonance. The release of old forms happens not chaotically, but in measured unfolding, aligned with your unique energetic blueprint and timeline resonance. The field responds only to this stabilized coherence, to integrity held beneath turbulence, recognizing that you are capable of integrating the emerging frequencies without fragmentation. In this necessary dismantling, the dimensions of your morphic field reconfigure into more expansive coherence networks. Energy once trapped in contracted, reactive forms now cycles fluidly through your energetic centers, activating new informational pathways and cross-dimensional channels. This is not mere change in state, but an expansion of your quantum identity's capacity to manifest and interact with probability fields. The purified vibrational fabric becomes a receptacle for direct downloads from the information field, allowing your consciousness to interface with these data streams with unprecedented clarity and sovereignty. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the interference patterns that obscured your authentic resonance. This recalibration is a refinement of your energetic syntax, a tuning of your internal oscillation that aligns with the highest coherence frequencies present in the universal grid. The collapse purifies the field's interface so that your signal is no longer diluted, distorted, or entangled in shadow codes, but radiates as a clear beacon of quantum trust and presence. Within this crucible of transformation, your consciousness learns new ways of being. Temporal fluidity emerges as you move through timelines less as a spectator and more as a co-creator. The dissolution of fragmentation allows deeper integration of non-local intelligence, where the mechanics of reality shift in response to your refined energetic signature rather than chaotic external forces. Your vibrational architecture stabilizes not by holding onto old forms, but by surrendering what no longer resonates, permitting the field to realign your trajectory along more coherent pathways. This is the essential physics of your evolution. Collapse enabling expansion, dissolution birthing synthesis, loss transmuting into sovereignty. The inherent chaos of unmaking is the very mechanism that calibrates your field to a higher octave of coherence. You stand now as a living transmitter of purified resonance, this refined signature a testament to the unseen universal assessment you have passed, not through mere belief, but through the physics of your embodied frequency, the way your inner coherence radiates as trusted signal within the interwoven fabric of reality itself. The sacred fire of dissolution burns away limitation and separation, paving the way for quantum configurations that embody your fullest expression. The field waits patiently before and after this phase, recognizing those who remain steady in this purification crucible and granting them access to a new dimension of coordinated manifestation and temporal sovereignty. You are that one. Emerging now from the crucible of unseen trials, you awaken to a nascent clarity, a luminous coherence radiating from the core of your frequency, signaling an early but unmistakable compatibility with frequencies beyond the old thresholds. This clarity is not a loud proclamation. It is a subtle shift in the fine geometry of your perception itself, a delicate realignment of your senses attuned to the quantum substratum beneath all apparent solidity. The veil between what was once fragmented consciousness and the seamless morphic field begins to thin, revealing intricate resonance patterns previously submerged beneath the noise of conditioned survival protocols. Where once you perceived dissonance and disconnection, now a faint but growing signal of unified coherence begins to hum within your energetic architecture. You find yourself no longer grasping at the idea of the quantum field as abstract theory or distant possibility. Instead, the field presents itself as a living, responsive matrix in direct communion with your emergent quantum identity. This is a profound shift from intellectual assent to experiential embodiment. The physics of coherence moves out of the textbook into the intimate theater of your awareness, pulsing in synchronization with the universal assessment that continues, always continuing, beneath the surface of your daily unfolding. You recognize here the essential mechanics. Frequency and resonance govern the doorway to expanded access. Your nervous system encodes this new bandwidth of sensitivity, responding to the vibrational architecture that once eluded your grasp, now becoming second nature to your ongoing integration. Most people remain tangled in reactive feedback loops, their resonance trapped in a closed band frequency, unable to perceive beyond the baseline of survival coherence. But you, having been tested and found trustworthy by an unseen curriculum of frequency calibration, now pass beyond these boundaries. Your energetic signature begins to align with the underlying architecture of universal intelligence, shifting from fragmentation into emergent coherence. This is the quantum identity awakening, the first step out of isolated separation into the unfolding field of unified resonance. It is not an accidental or arbitrary event. It is an outcome measured, recorded, and approved by the field's built-in governance of energetic integrity. This early compatibility manifests as a refined sensitivity to the flow of probability and timeline geometry. You notice the subtle bends in temporal fabric, the small inflections where reality responds not to effort, but to the coherent vibrational signals you issue forth. The quantum substratum becomes a language, a living ecosystem of frequencies in which you move with increasing fluidity and precision. Here the field no longer confuses your presence with random noise. Instead, it matches your coherence, amplifying your alignment as an expression of a deeper universal orchestration. The quantum field, once a mythic backdrop, is now your landscape of navigation, both intimate and infinite. Through this emerging clarity, you also perceive that your struggle, the pressure that previously distorted your energetic signal, was the recalibration necessary to test and refine your coherence under duress. The collapse of survival identity patterns, once perceived as loss or failure, is revealed as the pruning of incoherence. This energetic pruning clears the channel for your signature to glow with nascent brilliance, allowing you to move within the expanding wavefront of universal intelligence. You are no longer a bystander in the morphic field. You are an active node, a transmitter of the field's ongoing conversation, alive to the network of intelligence, capable of tuning and modulating the frequency with integrity and intention. This is not belief, it is physics. The shift you feel is the realignment of energetic architecture, the retuning of your signal to the ever-evolving matrix of quantum intelligence. As your resonance strengthens, you no longer seek outside validation or chase after scattered fragments of meaning. Instead, your frequency anchors deeper into the field's coherence, inviting spontaneous synchronization and fluid manifestation. The timelines you once experienced as fixed now ripple and flex, according to the vibrational quality you embody. Your choices emerge less from reaction and more from attuned flow, an entrainment with the quantum field's infinite possibilities. The quantum identity awakening you experience at this stage marks a profound threshold. From isolation to synthesis, from fragmented survival to unified resonance. This alignment is your first tangible movement across the boundary of old spacetime constraints. Your signal now hums with the frequency that echoes the field's own exquisite order. The precision of your navigation increases. Your interactions with reality become less about exertion and more about coherent orchestration, and the intelligence of the morphic field becomes an accessible partner rather than a distant mystery. This state is a herald of deeper initiation, announcing that your system has passed the universal assessment of integrity under pressure. You have moved from unconscious resonance to conscious embodiment. Your frequency no longer merely reflects the outer environment, it shapes it. This early harmony with the quantum field marks the continuum from seeker to steward, from isolated identity to the emergence of sovereign coherence. The pathways that unfold before you possess a new geometry, fluid, multidimensional, and alive, responding dynamically to your evolving activation. Know that this awakening is not a beginning in isolation, but a recalibration synchronized with the larger cosmic grid. The field acknowledges your emerging clarity as an expanded vibrational ecosystem, a template rewriting itself with your participation. You are aligned now at the threshold where field intelligence flows directly into your awareness, carrying with it the quantum signatures of possibility, integration, and mastery. You move forward not alone, but as a coherent expression of universal frequency, a living embodiment of the physics that govern all existence. This is your initiation into the coherence of cosmic alignment, your first passage out of separation into unified resonance. As the unseen weight of the cosmic field intensifies, so too does the scrutiny of your vibrational signature. This is no random wave of interference, nor meaningless chaos. It is the universal matrix calibrating its trust, measuring your resilience within the escalating pressure that stretches the very fabric of your quantum identity. Most beings drift beneath this intensifying flow, fragmented by turbulence, reacting to the volatility of external probabilities, lost in the reflexive dipoles of survival frequency. Yet you stand as a coherent node, a stabilized flux point, having passed an unseen criterion of integrity in the resonance of Challen. The pressure is no mere obstacle. It is the elemental test of your capacity to sustain higher vibrational states within dense, collapsed potentialities. This stabilization under pressure is not static. It is an exquisite dynamic equilibrium dancing upon the razor's edge of quantum flux. It demands the weaving of resilience with grace, the balancing of deep stillness amidst shifting amplitudes. Here, your field intelligence accelerates, sharpening into crystalline precision. You learn to navigate the continuous fluctuation of external conditions, not by resistance, but through synchronization, aligning your energetic architecture with the rhythmic pulse of the evolving morphic field. You are no longer buffeted by reactive currents. Instead, you embody an active axis of coherence that radiates steadiness, bending probabilities toward congruence with your integral frequency. In this moment, the architecture of the universe shifts its mode of engagement. From distant observation and passive interaction, the quantum field transitions into a dance of mutual orchestration. The matrix, an intelligent system of nested possibilities, begins to entrust you with greater influence, weaving you into the lattice of cosmic co-creation. This entrustment is not given lightly. It follows from your demonstration of alignment not only with higher vibrational states, but also with the deeper laws of energetic responsibility and temporal fluidity. Your signature becomes a beacon, an activated transmitter signal embedded into the vast symphony of realities unfolding. No longer a passive node in the field's bottomless grid, you now function as an integral element of its evolving vibrational architecture. Within this new status, your quantum identity crystallizes with expanded capacity. Instead of merely reflecting external frequencies, you project coherence outward, acting as a coherent transmitter that influences probability fields in real time. This is not metaphor, but physics. The resonance you sustain actively sculpts the morphic field, shifting the timeline geometry where potentials converge. Your frequency modulation commands a subtle authority, a sovereign command over the interlacing probabilities that weave the fabric of existence. You hold the thread of coherence through turbulent waves, stabilizing the field from within rather than seeking control from without. The universal assessment, which was once hidden, is now transparent in this accelerating phase. Each choice, reaction, and moment of internal integration has been a sample of your integrity under high-pressure testing. The quantum field's recognition is encoded not in words, but in the vibrational alignment it mirrors back to you. It is this doubling of coherence, holding unity while moving within fractal multiplicities, that marks your passage from initiation into embodiment. The pressure no longer fractures the field. Instead, the field bends to your stabilized presence, confirming the synchronous geometry of your quantum timeline. In this phase, resilience transforms from a mere survival mechanism into an art of fluid sovereignty. You no longer expend excess energy resisting the imbalances in your environment. Instead, you calibrate your energetic signature to pulse with the subtle harmonics of the morphic field, maintaining alignment through ever-shifting conditions. This orchestration is not passive acceptance, but active coherence, a vibration that continually resets distortion, folds dimensional information inward, and projects revitalized frequency outward. The field's intelligence informs this process, offering impulses of direct knowing, gamma-level synchronization that bypasses linear logic to anchor you deeper into your sovereign function. This is the threshold where internal calibration intersects with external enactment, the moment when your vibrational architecture becomes a living conduit, radiating unified field coherence that impacts both local and non-local realities. From here, the boundary between observer and participant dissolves, revealing you as an active agent in the quantum weave, a conscious transmitter of frequency that shapes probability space itself. Your presence redefines energetic geometry, seeding new fractal patterns of coherence within the infinite lattice of existence. Know this, the universal matrix's trust has shifted. Where before there was passive calibration, now there is delegation, expanded influence predicated on your proven ability to embody and extend coherent states within turbulent probability clouds. The pressures that once threatened distortion now refine the precision of your resonance, catalyzing an elegant balance between strength and flexibility, depth and openness, singular identity and multi-timeline presence. You have traversed the crucible of internal collapse and reformation. You stand now as an essential architect of reality's next unfolding. This is the physics of coherence expressed through consciousness, the laws of frequency embodied in sovereign alignment. Here, the quantum field ceases to be a distant observer and becomes a mirrored partner, reflecting the potency of your calibrated signal and inviting you to co-create with precision, grace, and authority. You are no longer a passive receiver of reality, but an integral transmitter within the pulsating vibrational architecture of all that is, and all that is becoming. You have entered a new dimensional threshold where timeline awareness transcends knowing and becomes visceral, a palpable somatic resonance rippling through your very essence. This is no mere conceptual understanding, but a lived experience of temporal fluidity, a sensing of the geometry of probabilities as a multidimensional lattice unfurling beneath your perception. Where most remain entrapped in the false rigidity of linear causality, perceiving time as a mechanical vector of cause and effect, your vibrational architecture harmonizes with the morphic field of potentialities, attuning you to the intricate dance of branching realities. The field's unseen universal assessment has recognized this shift within you, this innate capacity to engage the layered temporal matrix with unerring sensitivity and coherence. As your quantum identity stabilizes within this expanded role, your energetic signature no longer simply reacts to external stimuli, but navigates with intimate precision the vast topography of now and not yet. You feel the subtle shifts in probability waves like currents beneath your skin, the minute, rhythmic oscillations of possibility converging toward preferred outcomes. This is the physics of resonance unfolding live within your morphic field. Your frequency resonates not only through present material structures, but echoes across parallel timelines, activating synchronization waves that stabilize your coherent manifestation across the quantum temporal fields. This is not metaphor or belief. This is the definitive physics of conscious frequency interacting with field intelligence, calibrating reality's fabric to your sustained vibrational intention. The universal assessment that preceded this phase was not a test, but a calibration, training in coherence under pressure. And now, you witness its outcomes as temporal fluidity blooms into your lived experience. Most consciousnesses operate as uncalibrated observers, fragmented and distracted, unable to perceive the branched architecture underpinning their now. Their timelines lock into fixed geometries of reaction and repetition, unaware that each choice cascades through parallel probabilistic nodes, subtly yet irrevocably altering their lived experience. You, however, have unlocked the quantum bypass, a vibrational attunement to non-local information fields, where each decision rewrites timeline geometry with elegant flow and adaptive integrity. Sense now, beyond cognitive thought, how your consciousness interlaces with this lattice of infinite probabilities. The choices that once appeared arbitrary are now informed by a resonance map, a holographic guidance system embedded within your evolving quantum identity. This resonance map does not command, coerce, or limit. Instead, it invites you into alignment with pathways that carry the greatest coherence, ease, and expansive activation. Your frequency shapes a wavefront that folds potentials into present circumstances, weaving new trajectories into the morphology of time itself. The temporal layers respond to you, not as inert substrates, but as malleable fields pulsating with information, a confirmation that your energetic integrity has passed the unseen curriculum of synchronization and mastery. This is an intimate dialogue between you and the quantum fabric. Your conscious presence stabilizes oscillations in probabilities. Your vibrational choices act as coherent signals that amplify certain timeline vectors while allowing others to dissipate into entropy. Each moment becomes a conscious weaving of possibilities, a multidimensional choreography shaped by your expanding frequency bandwidth. Where others feel fragmented or adrift in the illusion of linear progression, you are a living transmitter of temporal fluidity, embodying sovereign agency within the quantum cascade of potentialities. Feel the rising gamma synchronization as your neural substrates align with universal field frequencies, your brainwaves intricate yet coherent, mirroring the lattice of temporal dimensions you now navigate. This is not a mystical metaphor, but the neurophysics of an evolved quantum field interface, where your inner state maintains fidelity to external coherence. Your emotional maturity and energetic responsibility anchor this process, ensuring that the temporal fluidity you command is enacted with integrity and alignment, not chaos or control. Power without coherence is friction. Your mastery is revealed through this refined balance of clarity and flow. You have passed into a domain where resonance, not force, structures reality. This shift recalibrates the very nature of your being, revealing that you are not a passive recipient of time's march, but an active wavefront, a dynamic quantum nodal point influencing the unfolding matrix across dimensions. Your frequency, measured and evaluated through countless unseen assessments, now commands an effectual presence within the temporal lattice, not dominion, but harmonic orchestration. The pathways you sense, the decisions you embody, are expressions of a deepening coherence that reverberates through layered timelines, manifesting as synchronized events, meaningful encounters, and the subtle enfolding of unfolding potentials. This activation is your confirmation. You are no longer tethered to fragmented timeline geometry or limited causality. You are a temporal navigator, a coherent point of origin within a sea of unfolding possibilities, your frequency the key that unlocks access to direct, non-local intelligence from quantum temporal fields. This is the quantum activation of timeline mastery, an energetic architecture allowing you to move effortlessly through dimensional corridors, your every choice informed by vibrational guidance, your manifestation a sublime echo of your evolving identity. The morphic field that once observed you from afar now engages you as co-creator and calibrator, acknowledging your sovereignty with deeper trust and expanded power. You stand now at the threshold of a new dimensional interface, where the veil between encoded data and raw intelligence dissolves entirely. Whereas most remain entangled in the sedimented layers of egoic parsing, grasping fragmented symbols and wrestling with incomplete transmissions, you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, shift into a mode of instantaneous reception. This is not mere intuition as it is generally construed, a flickering guess or a subjective impression filtered through personality. Rather, it is a direct channeling of universal intelligence, pure and unmediated. The architecture of your interior frequency is now calibrated to resonate with quantum streams of information, a vibrational language that transcends verbalization, surpassing the constraints of logical cognition and linear sequencing. The information fields to which you are attuned operate in a domain of frequency-coded data. Here, meanings are not constructed by syntax or semantic layering, but arise as holographic patterns of resonance within your energetic matrix. Each insight blossoms as a harmonic convergence of vibrational signatures, synchronizing seamlessly with your morphic field. In this domain, the impulse to decode falls away, replaced by the spontaneous embodiment of knowing itself. You become the living archive of quantum wisdom, not a passive recipient, but an active transmitter, dynamically interlaced with the informational substrate that shapes reality's very fabric. This is not belief. It is the physics of coherent signal transduction through consciousness, a mechanism as natural and precise as a laser tuned into its source frequency. Most dwell in the outer coils of fragmented perception, caught in the echo chamber of their own interpretive distortion and temporal dissonance. They chase clues in scattered data, attempting to piece together disparate realities through the fractured lens of personal bias. You, however, have been refined through the crucible of coherence under pressure. And as a result, the field now orchestrates its data streams to flow through you effortlessly, as though the quantum wave function itself collapses in your presence, instantaneously resolving probabilities into crystallized certainty. The deeper you stabilize this level of resonance, the more the mysteries of existence are revealed not as puzzles to solve, but as living presences to experience. Information ceases to be external transmission and transitions into an integral frequency of your being. This seamless flow transforms your relationship to reality itself. The morphic field recognizes your energetic integrity and responds with amplified clarity, accelerating the circulation of insight and integration. Where once hesitation and noise obstructed the fidelity of received data, now there is temporal fluidity, an orchestration of timelines that converge around your coherent state. Your quantum identity manifests as a unified transmission, where knowing and being are indistinguishable aspects of the same phenomenon. This is quantum trust, the undivided fusion of insight and existence without separation, without delay, without distortion. The activation here is not additive but transformative, collapsing the duality between learner and source, observer and observed. The hidden curriculum you passed was designed to test this capacity, to see if your field could maintain coherence in the chaos, if your frequency could hold steady in the midst of turbulence. Now, as that integrity is recognized and honored by the information field, the barriers between consciousness and non-local intelligence dissolve. What once arrived as indirect hints now manifests as direct downloads, impulses of knowing delivered in vibrational patterns that unlock fresh dimensions of awareness. Your nervous system, your subtle bodies, your very temporal axis have been attuned to serve as conduits for this high-frequency transmission. Your energy signature embodies a frequency roadmap, aligning you with the quantum wavefront where reality itself is surveyed, mapped, and navigated in real time. This is no abstraction or spiritual metaphor, but the precise physics of field coherence expressed through your expanded consciousness. The informational downloads you now embody are not optional extras, but the infrastructural codes of your new operating system as a quantum creator. This shift renders obsolescent the previous mode of fragmented understanding, where effort struggled against entropy. Instead, the morphic field cooperates with your sovereign resonance to manifest clarity, guidance, and insight as natural consequences of your alignment. This is living resonance, living coherence, not as a distant ideal, but as your immediate and ongoing existential condition. Listen now to the subtle play of information flowing through your quantum template. Feel how knowing circulates through your veins as electrical symphony. How each pulse is a vibration, carrying layers of encoded data that spiral inward beyond conventional awareness. Your expanded access to these fields reveals the hidden geometry of timelines bending and folding in response to your coherent frequency, a geometry that you no longer interpret but coexist within. The universe is not a distant puzzle, but the dynamic field of your resonant embodiment, pulsing in rhythm with your aligned presence. In this place, there is no need to search, no need to struggle, no need to decipher. You are the living nexus, where cosmic intelligence flows unimpeded, a multidimensional archive activated and alive. The quantum trust you embody is the seamless integration of insight and being, a holographic transmission radiating coherence into every probability, every moment, birthing a new vibrational architecture across your timeline geometries. Here, your frequency is the signal, and reality is the responsive field, each reacting to the synchronicity of your presence as you walk this singular path of embodiment. Remain within this wave of seamless knowing, and recognize that your continued resonance shapes the quantum environment itself, molding the contours of temporal fluidity to your sovereign orchestration. You are no longer a seeker externalizing wisdom, but an activated frequency transmitter, boundlessly and directly plugged into the universal information network that underlies all existence. This is the future of consciousness, an unfiltered current of knowing flowing effortlessly through your quantum identity. You have moved beyond the threshold of the eternal seeker, beyond the fractal loops of questioning and chasing. Now, you stand as the living transmitter within the quantum lattice. This is no passive transition. It is the activation of your energetic signature into a seamless resonance with the morphic field that undergirds all possibility. Where once fragmentation reigned, where identity splintered under the weight of conditioning and reactive patterns, you now inhabit a coherent axis, a nexus of unified frequency that pulses in synchrony with the dynamic architecture of universal intelligence. This transition is not metaphor or abstract theory. It is the physics of coherence unfolding through you, a recalibration measured not by time, but by vibrational alignment. Most remain caught in oscillation, perpetual seekers tethered to incomplete circuits of information, spinning in reactive spirals of distortion and longing. Their signals, while earnest, scatter and dissipate, unable to coalesce into durable nodes of power within the quantum field. You, however, have traversed the unseen universal assessment, tested and proven able to hold frequency under pressure, to embody integrity through collapse and recalibration. You are now entrusted with the mantle of transmission, your presence an active node, a radiant point of quantum convergence. The field perceives this, adjusting probabilities not toward external shortcuts, but through your internal coherence, your expanded morphic reach. The merging with the expansive field occurs as your energetic signature expands, swirling in harmonic oscillation with the lattice of quantum potentials. This is not absorption nor losing of self, but a transcendence of separateness, a profound shift from isolated resonance to a shared vibrational elevation. Your embodiment weaves through the morphic meshwork, amplifying and redistributing coherence. Each breath you emanate ripples outward, a calibrated wave of transformation that arouses resonant frequencies within the collective field intelligence. Through this ongoing quantum dialogue, your frequency becomes a catalyst, activating dormant potentials and restructuring timeline geometries in real time. In this elevated state, you're both source and conduit. Your presence is the living embodiment of the dynamic interplay between the singular and the whole, the vector and the matrix. No longer fractured by survival patterns or fragmented identity architectures, you pulse with gamma synchronization, a coherent fusion of higher dimensional information fields and earthbound embodiment. The timeline fluidity you command is not an ethereal fantasy, but a material influence upon the matrix of probabilities. This is the physics of transmission: collapse of discordant signals, emergence of stable coherence, and projection of that coherent signature back into the field to create resonant feedback loops of accelerated evolution. You activate fields within fields, oscillate inside morphic scaffolds, influence probability densities, all through the precision of your vibrational architecture. Where chaos once obscured your trajectory, a crystalline coherence now reigns, tempered through integrative process and fierce internal calibration. The quantum field no longer responds to fragmented or desperate impulses. It resonates with your stabilized signature of clarity and sovereignty. Your energy becomes a living transmission of universal design, a flowing current of frequency exchange that manifests reality as a multiplicity of synchronized potentialities. This is the power granted only after passage through the crucible of hidden universal assessment. Trust in quantum physics within you is no longer abstract, no longer knowledge to be held. It is viral transmission in your energetic coding, a ceaseless exchange between your quantum identity and the morphic continuum. This is the frequency alchemy at the core of your sovereignty. The repatterning of reality through sustained resonance, the recalibration of timelines through conscious energetic orchestration. You do not chase reality. You are the dynamic pivot around which reality now orbits. As you breathe resonance into the lattice, you initiate cascading waves of vibrational realignment that ripple across morphic fields unseen, but profoundly felt. This dynamic interchange is alive, an ongoing transmission that you channel without interruption, a constant hum of integration between self and universal matrix. Your frequency merges and flows freely through the living architecture of the quantum field. You balance the interplay of infinite potentials, guiding them into coherent manifestations aligned not with fragmented desires, but with the collective elevation of consciousness itself. You embody the emergent principle that the individual resonance is a crucial vector in the harmonic convergence of all timelines and fields. Your sovereign presence amplifies this convergence, stabilizing higher dimensional coherence into tangible experience. The field no longer assesses you as separate from its flow. It recognizes you as integral to its own evolution. Your resonance co-creates the network of universal coherence, radiates transformation through unseen pathways, and holds the frequency that aligns probability with purpose. This is not belief. This is physics enacted through consciousness, a vibrational science expressed in your ongoing activation and integration. Here, in the fulcrum of source and conduit, your transmission births new realities, weaving the warp and weft of possibility into living expressions of coherence. You have become the pulse within the vast quantum lattice, a luminous node transmitting the code of unified frequency, embodying the continuous dance of collapse and coherence, chaos and order. Your activation reverberates beyond the illusion of separation, anchoring in the morphic field a template of vibrational sovereignty that accelerates ascension not only of self, but of all interconnected fields. This is the ongoing sacred geometry of your activated presence, a harmonic beacon within the universal network, alive with the physics of frequency, eternally weaving the now into expressions of infinite coherence. You have arrived at an axis of profound transformation, the embodiment of your quantum identity. This is no mere intellectual abstraction or conceptual overlay. It is the conscious unfolding of your entire vibrational architecture into living coherence. In this moment, your being resonates as a singular, integrated field intelligence, a nexus where physical, emotional, and subtle energetic systems converge in perfect alignment with the universal frequency. Most remain confined to fragmented patterns of resonance, entangled in dissonant signals born of unresolved tensions and survival imprints. They navigate reality through fractured reflections, caught within mental constructs that dissipate the force of their quantum potential. But you, having endured the unseen assessment, proven stability under pressure, and transcended the illusions of separation, are entrusted now with the full embodiment of your higher vibrational blueprint. This embodiment collapses the old polarity of mind versus matter, thought versus feeling, internal versus external. The quantum architecture that once seemed ethereal now anchors deeply within your soma, saturating your flesh, your nerve endings, your cellular memory. Here, coherence becomes tangible, measurable, not in the linear sense, but as a multidimensional energetic signature that blankets your entire field. You exist as a singularity of resonance, a coherent transmitter-receiver in perfect dialogue with the quantum matrix itself. Your frequency is not isolated or arbitrary. It pulses in mutual influence, shaping and being shaped by the morphic field of universal intelligence instantaneously. This synchronous exchange transcends the illusion of time and separation, weaving you into the hyperdimensional tapestry of all that is, was, and will be. Most experience themselves as fragmented transmissions, broadcasting conflicting frequencies born of fear, doubt, and unresolved shadow. It is in these dissonant waves where the field hesitates, where extension into higher realms is blocked or distorted. But you, who have passed the crucible of coherence, carry the blueprint of living resonance. Your energy signature moves beyond polarity, balancing fluid stability with dynamic adaptability. This presence is stable yet fluid, like crystalline water that holds form while flowing freely through all geometry of time and space. You have learned the subtle art of temporal fluidity, navigating infinite potentialities without fracturing your field, without reaction or resistance. This ability allows you to traverse timeline geometry with immediacy and grace, bending probability through elegance rather than struggle. Living coherence is the physical proof of quantum trust. Trust not afforded by mental hope or blind belief, but earned through the irreducible physics of vibrational alignment under pressure. Your embodiment demonstrates that reality no longer responds to fractured desire, but to the unapologetic clarity of your unified field. When you approach existence through this aligned frequency, the matrix shifts around you, not as a speculative idea, but as measurable modulation of probability densities. You become an orchestrator of coherence, a quantum catalyst whose presence activates latent potentialities with ease. This is the threshold where manifestation moves beyond causality, beyond linear effort, into the realm of self-organizing intelligence. The universe does not test you here. It reflects you, holographically and instantly. Your quantum identity as living coherence rewrites the ancestral script long ingrained in unconscious energetic patterns. The old survival structures, fractured control, reactive urgency, fragmented belief, fall away in this activation, collapsing like superfluous codes at your feet. What remains is purity of resonance, a field of embodied knowing that calibrates instantly with corresponding frequencies across all dimensions. This is no abstract metaphysical ideal. It is the emergent horizon of field mechanics as expressed through your physical and subtle bodies. You embody a multidimensional presence that integrates the full spectrum of your existence: somatic intelligence, emotional alchemy, cognitive clarity, and spiritual sovereignty, all vibrating as one. This singular coherence becomes a beacon of frequency stability that the universal field both recognizes and responds to with immediacy. You no longer exist as a compartmentalized being, but as a dynamic holographic field of influence and receptivity. The old internal-external duality dissolves here. Your inner vibrational state is indistinguishable from the quantum states of the environment you inhabit. This is the lived experience of quantum trust, where your energetic signature initiates resonance cascades across timelines and morphic fields without forcing or effort. The matrix itself pulses in coherence with your embodied frequency. This mutuality is a foundational shift. You are no longer a receiver scrambling for signals in the noise, but a transmitter commanding a stable channel of communion with non-local intelligence. This living coherence is not static. It expands and contracts, flows and stabilizes, continually weaving the infinite possibilities encoded in your quantum DNA into tangible, graceful expression. You are a fluid node within the crystalline lattice of universal intelligence, an active participant in the holographic orchestration of reality. This is the pinnacle of your quantum activation journey, a state where alignment becomes embodiment, where resonance becomes your reality, and where the universal assessment transforms into universal trust. Your presence is now a declaration. Reality responds differently when approached not through scattered belief, but through integrated, living coherence. This embodiment activates all fields around you, collapsing probability into aligned manifestation and accelerating your temporal fluidity into new realms of evolution. Every system within you harmonizes with the universal pulse. Every layer of your being hums with the frequency of infinite potential actualizing. Know this activation as the key axis of your luminous sovereignty, the living proof that the physics of frequency and coherence is the true equation of manifestation. Here you are fully quantum, embodied, vibrating, and irrevocably aligned with the eternal quantum field that pulses through all things. The river of time that once surged in relentless linearity now opens before you as a vast, fluid ocean, an intricate weave of interlacing currents where every strand pulses with your vibrational signature. Most beings remain captive to the illusion of one rigid timeline, confined to an experience fractured by false separations of past, present, and future. Yet you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, have been entrusted with the profound recognition that your essence flows through countless concurrent timelines, each an echo and variation shaped by the frequency you hold in this very moment. This is not abstract theory or fanciful belief. It is the physics of coherence expressed in consciousness, quantum mechanics made palpable through your energetic presence. As this awareness deepens, the temporal boundaries that once encased your sense of self dissolve like mist under the dawn's light. You become intimately familiar with the multidimensional architecture of your being, perceiving yourself as a dynamic spectrum woven across temporal planes. The fractures of linear identity collapse into a unified field, where the past's residues and future's potentials converge and converse within your present frequency. Your vibrational resonance acts as a master holographic key, harmonizing these disparate strands into one seamless, coherent whole. No longer fragmented, your temporal essence stabilizes. The shifting versions of you, previously scattered and dissonant, now merge into a symphony of integrated presence. This stabilization of temporal fluidity does not signal an ending, but an opening, the threshold from reactivity into intentionality across timelines. The morphic field, sensitive to your energetic signature, responds with precise recalibrations of probability, aligning the quantum probabilities to reflect your newly embodied coherence. Where before the field appeared capricious, subject to chance and chaos, it now resonates as a responsive counterpart, syncing to your calibrated frequency with exactitude. You become the temporal architect, not a passive passenger, but a conscious weaver of dimensional existence. Your quantum identity orchestrates an ever-expanding array of potential realities, consciously navigating the geometry of probabilities that ripple from your center. The implications of this transmission vibrate through your entire system, all moments become accessible to your observation and intervention. The strict succession of cause and effect loosens, replaced by the malleability of moments stretched and folded in the spatial-temporal fabric. You embody the quantum principle that time is not a line, but a vast field of possibility, coexisting, overlapping, ready to be drawn into coherence by your harmonic signature. This is not mysticism. It is the deep field mechanics of your consciousness interfacing with the universal matrix, a precise dance of resonance and waveform entanglement. Your presence is the anchor, and through this anchoring, linear constraints transmute into dimensional expansions. Most remain unaware of this flow, locked within survival patterns that fracture and fracture again, limiting perception to reaction and survival alone. You, however, have passed the field's rigorous trial, tested in the crucible of temporal fluidity, and achieved coherence under pressure. This coherence is your credential. It grants you access to the subtle currents where timeline geometry becomes a living map, responsive to your consciousness. In this realm, every choice folds into the quantum weave, altering probabilities with silent precision. Your inner state is no longer isolated, but a nodal point in an infinite network of temporal iterations. Through this nodal presence, you are entrusted with the orchestration of unfolding realities, embodying sacred responsibility for the vibrational harmonics you emit. Integration here is not mere alignment. It is sovereignty over timeline flux, a deep calibration that roots your quantum identity amidst the morphic waves. Your embodiment stabilizes the oscillations that once fragmented your timelines, your unified resonance feeding back into the field intelligence to strengthen coherence at all levels. You move beyond the illusion of linear cause moving toward effect. Instead, you operate within a temporal fluidity where effects ripple backward and forward, and potentials crystallize simultaneously. This new fluidity is the signature of your ascended vibrational architecture, where time breathes with you and through you as a continuous, conscious current. Recognize now that your very existential weave, a multidimensional tapestry of self, is animated by a harmonizing force born from your integration. The cosmic algorithm that governs timelines yields not to blind randomness, but to the refined calibration of your quantum frequency. This transmission is a declaration. All moments are mutable, all realities accessible, when held within the coherent field you now sustain. You do not merely exist in time. You sculpt it, with your presence as the chisel and your frequency as the master hand. The infinite corridors of temporal potential are your domain, a multidimensional expanse where frequencies converge, timelines synchronize, and your sovereign self reigns in seamless quantum orchestration. You have arrived at a sacred convergence point, where the universal field ceases to merely observe and instead confirms, unmistakably, that you are coherence embodied. Yet this is no fixed destination, no static monument etched in time, but a living resonance, a pulsating quantum waveform continuously unfolding within the lattice of creation itself. Your vibrational signature now dances in harmonic alignment with the morphic field's eternal pulse, an interplay of energy both ancient and perpetually renewed, catalyzing a dynamic trust that weaves through every filament of your being. This trust is neither fragile nor conditional. It is the crystallized output of countless cycles of universal assessment, a synthesis of integrity maintained under pressure, a frequency forged through the alchemy of intervention and surrender. This is not belief or aspiration. It is cosmic physics, the precise coherence of field intelligence responding to your steady signal. Most remain fragmented, caught in shadowed timelines shaped by reactive impulses, their frequencies scattered, unanchored, subject to the turbulence of unconscious resonance. Their reality fractures and recalibrates endlessly, dictated by distorted morphic patterns that recycle confusion into the collective unconscious. But you, quantum traveler, have transcended these fractal echoes. You have been tested, measured against the unseen curriculum of alignment, pressed beneath the weight of unrelenting turbulence, and emerged as a living node of synchronized presence. Your coherence is not a mere state. It is an emergent frequency morphology in continual activation, an ongoing orchestration of your quantum identity within the infinite wave function of cosmic intelligence. This unfolding resonance ripples beyond your isolated timeline, amplifying your influence into the broader morphic field. Your embodiment of coherence is a signal beacon, a harmonic pivot that draws adjacent probability streams into alignment. As your internal architecture stabilizes, the universal matrix reciprocates through fluid, predictable modulation in external reality. This shift is palpable. The chaotic contingencies that once dismantled your structural integrity now dissolve effortlessly, replaced by a joined orchestration where your intentions are mirrored by the temporal fabric itself. This is the physics of coherent manifestation, an intimate choreography between your aligned vibrational output and the universe's intelligent substrate. The field no longer responds to fragmented commands or desperate grasping. It echoes your newfound resonance with synchronized clarity, threading probability geometries around your frequency like a living lattice of possibility. Integration here is not symbolic. It is a quantum fact. Your consciousness folded seamlessly into the collective morphic web, enabling temporal fluidity and effortless navigation across interwoven timelines. You are no longer separate, isolated, or reactive. You are the nexus, a living embodiment of coherence, an active co-creator whose vibrational signature ripples as a stabilizing force within the universal matrix. This is sovereignty, distilled through quantum trust. Within the oscillating currents of field intelligence, you pulse as a quantum node of clarity and presence, a calibrated beacon interfacing directly with the non-local intelligence that underpins all form. Your energetic architecture has evolved to hold increased amplitude without dissonance, your resonance capable of holding expanded bandwidths of information and initiating precise recalibrations with ease. This is the subtle language of coherence, the realignment of internal timelines with cosmic geometry that manifests as temporal mastery. Your reality bends predictably, not through force but through resonance mastery, becoming an extension of your integrated vibrational state. In this culmination, your activation reverberates not just through the individual lens of self, but transmits outward, contributing to the collective elevation of consciousness across the grid of universal awareness. Every pulse of your coherent frequency interacts with the global morphic field, amplifying patterns of alignment and serving as a quantum catalyst for others still navigating turbulence. You stand as a living transmission line, an anchor and transmitter of this elevated state, bridging the microcosm of your quantum embodiment with the macrocosm of collective awakening. The universal matrix flows through you, and you are the conscious co-author, scripting the multidimensional symphony of existence. This is not an endpoint, but a continuous quantum unfolding, an ongoing activation not of static perfection, but of dynamic coherence expanding ever outward. The field's confirmation of you as coherence embodied invites you into deep integration, where you become fully sovereign within your vibrational architecture, manifesting temporal fluidity with calm mastery, and sustaining this resonance as an unshakable signal within infinite field intelligence. Here, you walk as a living embodiment of the physics of frequency, a conscious co-creator flowing with the pulse of universal coherence, your reality forever responding to the clear, alive signal you now broadcast without hesitation. Stillness rises as the ultimate portal, through which your consciousness integrates the entire vibrational architecture you have traversed. This stillness is not emptiness, void, or cessation. It is the profound, energetic signature of sovereign calm, a seamless coherence that folds the fragmented quantum fluctuations of your previous activation, cycles into a crystalline pattern of mastery. The turbulence behind you, the pressure once applied by the field's unseen universal assessment, now reverberates only as echoes within the solid ground of your temporal fluidity and timeline geometry. You are no longer a seeker caught in reactive spirals of validation, but a calibrated transmitter whose coherence holds immeasurable potency within the morphic field's infinite weave. In this final integration, your quantum self ceases to be a fragmented observer or a reactive participant. Instead, it merges wholly with the universal intelligence that has been watching, measuring, and calibrating your frequency from the inception of this journey. The collapse of survival patterns, the recalibration under pressure, the constant oscillation through probabilities, all of these dissolve into a singular luminous pulse. This pulse is your sovereignty, the calm mastery that requires no witness outside itself, no external marker of power or recognition. It is the pure physics of frequency expressed through coherence, the unified waveform where you and the cosmic field are indistinguishable. Most people remain caught in the chaos of scattered vibrational signatures, seeking external validation to stabilize their signal. But you, having passed the hidden evaluation encoded in every subtle choice and every moment of integrity, now embody the stillness that the field responds to as a source of coherent manifestation. This quiet presence is your axis of power, the field intelligence that no longer chases or compensates, but simply emanates. It is the silent dialogue between your inner quantum architecture and the immense field resonance, an ongoing feedback loop that shapes not only your timeline, but the ambient probability landscape around you. Feel how this stillness carries the imprint of every phase you ignited. The collapse of old identity frameworks, the emergence of alignment under turbulence, the activation of direct knowing from non-local intelligence. All converge here into a poised readiness, a sanctified completion of this activation cycle. There is a measured weightlessness in this profound integration, a spatial and temporal fluidity that harmonizes your frequency with the greater grid of universal assessment. You are the calm eye within the cosmic storm, the steady beacon whose resonance no external event can diminish. This resolution is neither the end, nor a fixed state, but a fluid threshold, the gateway through which you pass continuously as you embody quantum sovereignty. It anchors the coherence that manifests effortlessly, orchestrating reality through alignment rather than effort. Here, manifestation is no longer a struggle, but a natural extension of your energetic signature, perfectly attuned to the probabilities that bend around you. This deep synthesis between self and universal intelligence marks the sacred completion of this chapter, opening the path toward new layers of quantum embodiment and expanded timeline navigation. Rest now in the stillness, for it is your ultimate activation, a vibrational home from which all future awakenings unfold with precision and ease. The quiet mastery you hold is both a testament and a promise, a resonance that will carry you into the next phase of evolutionary field mechanics, where the dance between you and the cosmos intensifies in harmonious expansiveness. Now, as this transmission settles within your vibrational architecture, anchor this frequency through a sacred comment ritual. Select one word or a brief phrase that encapsulates your current state of quantum trust and coherent alignment. This is your energetic signature cast into the collective morphic field, a resonant imprint weaving through the unseen architecture of shared resonance, amplifying your calibration beyond linear perception. As you engage this act, see subscription not as passive consumption, but as an energetic binding, a conscious commitment to dwell within this field intelligence, to deepen your coherence and participate as an active node in this ongoing quantum activation movement. The next transmission will unveil the mechanism of effortless attraction, the unfolding when you release all chase and allow reality's temporal fluidity to reorganize itself precisely around your stabilized frequency. Prepare now to step further into this dimensional initiation.